Hello and welcome to the program. This edition of Newsroom series covering Nigeria's southeast. I am Bukola Koka. But first, the top stories.
To receive the reinstatement letter, reappointment letter, restoration letter. It's a letter that made the history of Kano.
A new chapter opens in the history of the Kano Emirate Council with the handing over of a letter of appointment to Muhammadu Sanusi II as the Emir of Kano for the second time. Family members, friends, and the NNPP political family all gathered at the government house to witness the presentation ceremony. The reinstated Emir received his appointment letter from Governor Abba Yusuf to the excitement of the crowd. This comes 4 years after he was dethroned by former governor of Kano State, Umaru Ganduje. The Kano State House of Assembly repealed the state's Emir's law on Thursday, thereby abolishing the 5 emirates and changes introduced by law under former governor Ganduje. The reinstated Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, had served as the governor of Central Bank of Nigeria from 2009 to 2014. He started his banking career as a merchant banker in 1985 at Icon Limited. Taking a break in 1991, he joined the United Bank for Africa in 1997, working in the Credit and Risk Management Division and rising to the position of General Manager. In the year 2005, he became a board member and executive director in charge of risk management at the First Bank of Nigeria. Sanusi became the chief executive officer of First Bank in January 2009. At about 1:55 p.m., the new Emir arrives the Government House Mosque for prayers, where he showed appreciation to God for his return to the stool of his ancestors. He's accompanied by other traditional rulers, chiefs in the emirate, and government officials. This is the first time he is leading the prayers after accepting the letter from the authorities.
نعمله ونستعينه ونستغفره أشداء على الكفار رحماء بينهم شراب ركعا سجدا يبتغون فضلا من الله ورضوانه سيماهم في وجوههم من أثر السجود.
At the palace of the Emir of Kano are residents of the state waiting to catch a glimpse of Muhammadu Sanusi II, who has just been reinstalled as Emir of Kano. The palace gate is wearing a new look as it has been redecorated to reflect an image of the reinstated Emir, showing a change of guard. And now, starting with Newsroom Series Southeast, the Enugu State Governor, Peter Mba, has assured potential investors that his government is fully committed to making policies that will enable businesses and investment to thrive in the state. The governor, who was speaking when he toured the Sapphire Ceramics Company at Obinofia in Duno, Ezeagu local government area of the state, notes that the successes recorded by the ceramics company are testimonies to the state's improved business environment and the further assurance that his administration's vision to grow the state's economy from $4.4 billion to $30 billion is realizable.
Our economy, we're going to grow it exponentially. Frankly, this was exactly what we had in mind. What we have planned is to see how we have a government-enabled platform, but a private sector-driven growth. And that's essentially what we have come here today to witness. So having such a humongous industry, factory, that is producing 75,000 square meters of tiles every day, and has employed over 800 people here. So essentially, when we come to witness or be part of stories like this, it's assures us of the fact that our projection of growing this economy to 30 billion is realizable. Again, because the key policies we have put in place to create the ease of doing business. So we know that private sector investment won't happen as a chance occurrence. It requires painstaking and careful, well-crafted policy to attract. So all the key indicators of the ease of doing business, we are mindful of it.
The Imo State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Abuja has affirmed the election of Mr. Hope Uzodimma as the duly elected governor of Imo State. In a unanimous judgment delivered by Justice Oluyemi Akinton Osadebe, the three-man panel of the tribunal held that the election of Mr. Uzodimma as governor of Imo State complied substantially with the provisions of the Electoral Act. The tribunal further held that the Labour Party in its petition failed to prove the allegation of overvoting and non-compliance with the Electoral Act. Staying with Imo State, the police command has appealed to youths to collaborate with the command and the state government in its efforts to stamp out crime and other forms of criminality in the state. The Commissioner of Police, Danjuma Aboki, stated this at the first Imo State Police Youth and Women Dialogue on Insecurity and Crime Prevention in Owerri, the state capital. Speaking on the theme, addressing insecurity and crime prevention through partnership building, the Commissioner advised youths in the state to embrace peace, shun crime, drug abuse and violence, and attacks on police personnel and on infrastructure.
It is the first Imo State Police Youth and Women Dialogue on Insecurity and Crime Prevention, organized by the Rule of Law and Accountability Advocacy Center, RULAC, in collaboration with the Imo State Police Command. The event has brought together the police, youths, religious and traditional leaders, women, as well as stakeholders in the security sector in the state. The workshop aims to foster partnership with relevant stakeholders in addressing insecurity and crime prevention in Imo State.
The youth are the main actors as well as the most at the receiving end of insecurity and crime. No one is spared the scourge of kidnapping for ransom by sundry criminal gangs. No one is spared the effects of forced weekly and periodic sit-at-home, which have proved counterproductive to any just cause. It has destroyed the Southeast economy and deepened hardship.
Some heads of youth group present at the event speaks on the need for the government and relevant stakeholders to underscore the need for youths to be gainfully employed, which is no doubt a major key to ensuring that youths do not take to crime, as the saying that the idle mind is the devil's workshop.
The youth constitute 70% of the people standing referred to his demonstration and who have been stabbed, brutalized emotionally and otherwise, disempowered and excluded in decision-making processes in governance. Only few of us are considered as personal assistants only, while we are on countless occasions used as stops and abandoned.
For the Commissioner of Police, Danjuma Aboki, who is represented by Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of administration, ACP Edwin Mpa, collaboration with youths to attain peace cannot be overlooked. He advises youths in the state to embrace peace and shun every form of criminality and support the police and government in maintaining the needed peace in the state. He reiterates the commitment of the command in restoring order, security, peace, prosperity, and development in Imo State.
We need you and you need us to fight crime. If we come together, it will be easier to do the job. He reiterates his commitment and resolute to enhancing the quality of police service delivery in Imo State. He is calling on all of us here now to look at the security situation in Imo State, the mood of the state. It is pertinent at this point for all of us to come together, cross-fertilize ideas, look outside the box and see how to effectively exchange ideas to enhance security in the state.
Discussions on issues affecting welfare of police officers, community engagement and dialogue, as well as federal government's policy on internal security were deliberated on. Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police in the state is recognized for his efforts and commitment in crime reduction and non-violation of human rights and professionalism in his past few months in office. Eyitokpekutei, Channels Television News.
And staying in Imo State, the government says the recent data in the state suggests that 5.8% prevalence of hepatitis B is been discovered. The Commissioner for Health and Social Services in Imo State, Mr. Success Prosper Ohayaga, disclosed this during the flag-off of the Hepatitis C Elimination and Hepatitis B Control Program at the premises of the State Primary Healthcare Development Agency in Owerri, the state capital. He says the program aims at screening about 10,000 indigents of the state across 27 local government areas, which exemplifies the commitment and efforts of the Uzodimma-led administration in improving the health and well-being of all Imo citizens.
It's the flag-off of the Hepatitis C Elimination and Hepatitis B Control Program in Imo State, and it's happening on the premises of the Imo State Primary Healthcare Development Agency in Owerri, the state capital. State government officials from the health sector, health workers, and development partners are present at the event.
Our Excellency,
the prevalence of the disease in the state is the main reason for flagging off the program. And according to the state government, about 10,000 residents will be screened at no cost.
This figure represents only a portion of the picture. By diligently screening a target population of 10,000 individuals which we aim at, we will acquire far more comprehensive data regarding the true burden of these diseases in Imo State. This data will serve as the cornerstone for crafting future healthcare policies and interventions.
It doesn't stop at the screening. What we're saying is that after the training, there is treatment, and the treatments are free. All thanks to His Excellency and the First Lady for making this possible for Imo State.
The wife of the Imo State Governor, Chioma Uzodimma, blames the spread of the preventable disease on ignorance and lack of public awareness. She urges Nigerians to join hands with the government to eradicate the disease through sensitization, counseling, screening, and treatment of patients.
Hepatitis B and C are serious health challenges that have plagued many of our communities. The burden they impose on affected individuals and their families is immense, often leading to severe liver disease, cancer, and untimely deaths. It is therefore imperative that we take decisive action to curb the spread of these infections and provide care and support to those affected.
The state government says the screening program will commence immediately at designated hospitals and primary health facilities selected across the different local government councils in the state. And hopefully this development will reduce the spread of the disease in the state.
And still to come on the program, in its drive towards achieving food sufficiency, federal government disburses 70 million naira grant to farmers in Ebonyi State. That story and more will get our attention after this break. Join us again. Welcome back. As part of measures to ensure food sufficiency and sustain agricultural development in Ebonyi State, the federal government has disbursed 70 million naira as grant to farmers in Ebonyi. The initiative and onward disbursement of the grant, which held at Edukwedu Playground in Item Amagu in Ikwo local government area of the state, is in line with the Renewed Hope initiative of the Bola Tinubu-led administration.
Farmers from Ikwo Eza Federal Constituency of Ebonyi State gather in Ikwo local government area of the state to witness the disbursement of grants by the federal government. The government, through the Federal Cooperative College, domiciled in Oji River local government of Enugu State, is disbursing 70 million naira grant to farmers in the state.
We are going to farm season.
In this farm season, we are going to distribute rice to our farmers. This rice for them to go and plant, so that by next year, they're going to have enough bombing harvest.
This is being done alongside the distribution of over 200 bags of rice seeds to support the farmers in rice production. The initiative is in line with the Renewed Hope initiative of President Bola Tinubu.
It encourages us to put more effort about farming. We are very happy to receive the input. And I'm promising him on behalf of other beneficiaries that we are going to use it very, very judiciously.
Mostly in Ebonyi State, they know Ebonyi as people that are cultivating rice. And it's going to help us to have much rice in Ebonyi State so that we'll be a distributor to other states.
Elsewhere, women from the 13 local government areas of Ebonyi State are in Abakaliki, the state capital, for a one-day empowerment program in sustainable agriculture, organized by the State Ministry of Agriculture and Natural Resources. The empowerment of women is being done against the backdrop that they need to be in tune with new agricultural techniques for more productivity.
We need food more because we know the importance in our homes, and the volume of problem is solved. That is why 70% of money made by women is spent on food to ensure that the family is kept happy.
The state governor, Francis Wifuru, represented by his wife, notes that women significantly contribute to food production and farming activities, adding that it is time to empower women as they are key agents of change in sustainable agriculture.
Empowering women in agriculture not only benefits them individually, but also has a positive impact on their families and their community and in the Ebonyi State at large. When women are given equal access to resources, education, and opportunities in agriculture, they can increase productivity, improve food security, and promote sustainable farming practice.
According to the beneficiaries, the farm inputs will enable them to have bumper harvests, to eradicate hunger in the society with knowledge and new techniques in agriculture acquired during the course of the program. Ebonyi farmers say this empowerment program will help them ramp up food production.
The monitoring team from the Special Agro-Processing Zone, SAPS, has expressed satisfaction with the level of preparedness by the government of Anambra State to be part of the second batch to receive funding from the SAPS development scheme. The team lead development of the Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zone Phase 2, Mr. Chukuma Izedimma, alongside the delegation from the African Development Bank and the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, announced this after a review of the state's master plan for the project.
The Anambra State Investment Promotion and Protection Agency office in Awka, the Anambra State capital, hosts the monitoring team from the Special Agro-Processing Zone, SABC, that includes delegation from the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and the African Development Bank, AFDB. It is the meeting focused on assessing the proposed SABS project within the Anambra mixed-use industrial city and to ascertain the level of preparedness of the state to be part of the second batch to receive funding from SABS development scheme. The Managing Director of Anambra State Investment Promotion and Protection Agency, Mr. Mark Okoye, noted the preparedness of the state in the project, saying the master plan has been finalized.
Essentially, that project is a 4,000-hectare development, a brand new industrial city, and that city is broken into 4 components. So today we have a draft master plan of that industrial city.
The team lead of the delegation mentions areas the SAPS will be looking at in terms of state readiness.
Preparation mission basically is to assess the readiness of each of the states that have actually made a request to the Federal Ministry of Finance to participate in the second phase of the SAPs. And so we'll be going from state to state, assessing their level of readiness in terms of 2 major documents that we require for us to prepare the second phase. One is the feasibility report of the SAPZ itself. The The second is the environmental and social impact assessment document.
The virtual interaction takes place where the Anambra State Mixed-Use Industrial City Master Plan is presented and it is analyzed by the SAPS team. Concluding the reviews, while the team lead of SAPS says he's impressed with the readiness of the state, the Commissioner for Trade and Commerce says everybody is happy with the review outcome.
The state is ready to run. And you can see from the presentation that we already have a private sector interest in the state as a developer of the whole park. And we are going to be riding on the back of that private sector entity to support the state.
We reviewed the Anambra Industrial City Master Plan and looked at the component parts, how we can make the parts come together so that the project can be delivered within the timeline that we expect it to be.
Anambra State hopes to be part of the second batch to receive funding from the SAPS development scheme, as the state is also working on the development of agricultural transformation centers, ATCs around the state to support crops like rice, cassava, amongst others, with raw materials for the park.
And still in Anambra State, chairman of the state chapter of the NLC, Mr. Humphrey Nwafo, has announced that Anambra State has been complying with the payment of minimum wage based on gross earnings and not basic. He made this disclosure after a critical meeting which held at the State Government House, where Professor Chukuma Soludo in Awka alongside representatives of organized labor. The meeting, which lasted for over 4 hours, also seeks to address the resolution of all 7 critical issues of the labor union, which include minimum wage, wage award, pension deduction, provision of land for labor office, amongst others.
All the entire executive, both NLC and TUC, are here. So we are happy about today's meeting, the outcome of the meeting. 7 items were raised, starting from contributory pension. And we're happy that Governor has announced suspension of the contributory pension, both states and the local government. And he has also set up a committee that will look into contributory pension issue, or whatever we'll call it, pension issues in Anambra State. As well, investigate why money was deducted and were not remitted. The committee will do that and report back to the government in 8 weeks. Governor did not stop at that. He has also set up a committee that will now look into the wage issues in Anambra State and to see how he's going to assist the workers by increasing their pay.
And that's our package for today. Thank you so much for watching. Join us again, same time tomorrow, when we'll bring you another edition of the program covering another region of the country. I am Bukola Koka. Bye for now.